Tonight's guests on Set the Trend Live, Trailblazing, and a special performance with Kim Tavar. So now, here come the boys.
Welcome to Set the Trend podcast. Your boys are back. I don't know who's Mr. Potato Head here, or is it just Potato Head? I don't know which one. But welcome. It's absolutely wonderful to see you guys on Set the Trend podcast, where we document history and the contribution of street sounds to Black British music. How you lads? You stand up?
All good. All good.
I'm good, thank you. All is well. Especially after my vaccine last week.
Are you still like all your limbs are there?
Everything's there. Yeah, it's all good.
Reggie?
Yeah, all good. Everything's still working in order. Some parts that haven't been used for a while, but you know, that's due to the that's due to lockdown. Anyway, we'll see how leery you get later on, because you've been flirting with a certain guest on the show. So let's see what happens later. Why are you telling everybody my business?
Sorry, I do apologise. Don't bite me up, please. So
you do sound like you're in the trap house today for some reason.
I still sound like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I just ain't got a clue. Anyway, let's see if we can persevere with it. How about that?
Yeah.
East, Reggie, we have two very special guests on tonight. The first of our special guests, EastEnder.
Mr. BBC, the repair shop man. Money for Nothing is the second one. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Mr. Super Slick, snazzy, dresses sharp. Mr. J Blades from the repair shop, man.
In the building. I'm going to enjoy this one. I feel it. I'm going to enjoy this.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes.
My Wi-Fi holds out. Reggie Heavy.
Yes, sir.
Reggie Heavy Styles, and we also have a guest that we have been talking to, and you've been flirting with.
I call it conversation. You know when you meet somebody for the first time, they call it breaking the ice, and that's what I was doing, was breaking the ice. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
making her feel at home on Set the Trend. That's what it was.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you, Reg.
What's also interesting though, Reggie, Ray's decided to go with his new name.
Oh yeah.
On screen.
On screen.
He typed it up himself. That wasn't me, that wasn't you, that wasn't the producer. It's Vibes the Duke. Vibes
the Duke. You see, I told you he's been moonlighting as he's trying to get that understudy part in Bridgerton, isn't he?
So Ray, you're running with that one.
I kind of like that. It's kind of current, isn't it? So I think I will just go with it for now. Mm-hmm. Anyway, as we get into some stuff, we've got a couple of things to talk about this week. Firstly, can we congratulate everybody who took part in our COVID, our vaccine communication or conversation that we had last. In fact, it was both. It was a conversation and a communication about the vaccine, and we answered some of those unanswered questions that the Black community especially have, and the anxiety about taking the vaccine. And we had a conversation with two lovely doctors and a journalist, and it was quite eye-opening, Reggie.
Yeah, it was.
Did you learn anything from it? Did you get the chat?
Did I learn anything from it? Of course I did. Okay, so basically, I mean, it was some great information. Like I said before, I'd already said to myself, if I get offered the COVID vaccine, I will definitely take it. Funny enough, a lot of people and a lot of friends and some very influential people found the information that we provided and the guys from Cambridge really useful, and quite a few people have also changed their mind regarding taking the vaccine. They were a bit hesitant, but as a result of our show, we've managed to actually get a lot of people to understand more about what it involves and what it entails, and I think that's a great success from our part.
And there's quite a few messages that have come back, a lot of feedback that's come back for that, and it looks like we're going to have to do a part 2 to answer some of the unanswered questions that was answered in the chat. We do take notice of you guys who are in the chat. Welcome if you just come to the chat. We do take notice. We have some of your questions that we was talking about in our wash-up meeting, and we decided we're going to have, at the end of the month, March, we're going to have a second part to this, so it should be quite interesting. Well, I hope so, because I found it interesting. I haven't actually gone and done anything yet.
No, but you don't have to do anything. You've got to wait for your GP to give you a call or send a letter, and then when you get the letter, it's for you to make that decision. And has your letter arrived yet?
Yeah.
No. Oh, it has.
Yeah, it wasn't a letter actually; it was a text.
A text. Okay, so now the ball's in your court.
Yeah. But I haven't been able to book any flights yet, so I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Reggie said you was two-faced.
He used to tempt me that much, you know what I mean? But we should see. I am leaning towards thinking about it. I will see. I mean, it is interesting.
Mm-hmm. And remember, if you didn't get an opportunity to watch last week's show, you can get it on our YouTube channel.
It is there on Set the Trend Podcast. Just type it in, and you can go to our page, and you'll be able to rerun the broadcast that we had last week. We've got a few things to talk about before Jay Blades come on, so let's get cracking. Also, Jay-Z, Moet partnership. What's all that about, Reggie?
Jay-Z's just done a deal with Moet. He's got his champagne Ace of Spades, so he's just done a deal which basically will 100% cement him with some great copious amounts of drink and alcohol, but more importantly, will cement him in the actual drinks industry as a major player. So well done to Jay-Z.
And one of the things that Jay-Z's learned from his music business is that international distribution is very important. So he's got the product, but he doesn't have the distribution facilities to get it all around the world. And he's taken that model from his music into the drinks business. So the deal that he's done is also going to get Ace of Spades. Is that right? Ace of Spades.
That's correct. Yeah.
All over the world. So brilliant move by Jay-Z, and it's gonna make him a fortune. I think what we've got to do, we've got to support him and stop selling some of them other champagnes and just start selling more Ace of Spades. Now, Ray, you keep laughing, and I know why you're laughing.
Do you know what Ace of Spades cost, bro? I'm just saying.
Oh no, I don't know. I know when I'm selling it. I don't know when I'm buying.
Jay-Z ain't marketing it towards me.
No. Do you know what's so funny? I could tell you a funny story. I remember Jay-Z was going to Twice as Nice back in the day, that big club, big up Steve Gordon, and he refused to have any drink other than Ace of Spades. So his driver used to have cases of Ace of Spades in the boot of the Bentley or whichever limousine it was, and wherever he went, if the club didn't have Ace of Spades, then he would request for it to be brought in, because that's the only drink he would drink. Very smart marketing.
Is that the only story you're going to tell? Because you used to go around when you was in the street team, you used to go around with Jay when he used to come to London.
We didn't push it that far.
No, he's given us the McDonald's story already. We've had the McDonald's one.
It's not one. It's one Reggie told me.
And it's not. No. Can I just say, right? Okay, we are not going to mention anything of that sort on here. Oh, by the way, there's a rollout. Talking about clubs, the rollout for the clubs on the 21st of June is happening as well.
Yeah.
So
but we're gonna go there.
Wait, before you go there, you keep laughing, looking at the screen and laughing. What's the joke?
I don't know.
You're laughing at the comments with people saying the Duke.
Yeah, the Duke. Vibes the Duke.
Look at me. I just noticed his name.
Well, I had to put on some style today because obviously Jay Blaze is in the building. So, you know, he's Mr. Stylist anyway. So I'm style my thing because I'm never going to reach Jay's heights, but I thought I'd try it too. So that's why
and he's wearing a shirt like a Duke as well, isn't he? Oh my God! Look at that!
He's running with it.
Wow, the Duke! He's got it! He's got it! Oh yes, man! He's definitely running with it.
Anyway, welcome to everybody. Whether you're on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, welcome to Set the Trend Podcast. Share and like and subscribe to our page, please. If you're on Facebook, go to our YouTube page at some point and subscribe to that page. And if you're on Facebook, please can you share the link on Facebook. Thank you very much. A few things happening tonight before we get into the party things. Well, we roll out on the 21st of June. D'Angelo straight after us at 2 o'clock, I think he is on.
Yeah, D'Angelo's on tonight.
2 a.m. in the morning.
D'Angelo and friends.
Right, and also Berry's Hamill is on tonight as well.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
So that's Monday morning at 2 o'clock. Yeah.
2 a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
And before we go into that, I've got a little video to play. I need to play this video. I do need to play this video. So let me just go into the chat room there. Yes. Now, this is a video by a young lady, and the thing is quite significant. It's one of our people. So when it's one of our people at something, and she's released it, she's just a little young girl. She's about 8 or 9 years old, but she's one of ours. She's Richie Sweeney's daughter, who is son to Christopher Sweeney, which is RJS. So I just want to give it a bit of promo, you know what I mean? Because it's the family. So, you know, if we don't play the family, we might get a call from Chris saying, why aren't you supporting the family? So let's just support the family and let's just listen to Nyla Janae for a quick minute. Yeah. So let's take this in and then please go and buy the record. I think she's got it out and go and subscribe to her page. Right?
Mum, I'm bored. I don't like Zoom class anymore. I want to have real school. I want to really see my friends. I want to actually get to play with them. I don't want to just have to say hi to them over Zoom. I want to do real lessons with my friends sitting next to me. So I got a lot of time on my hands because school's been out. And with all this lockdown, I've been locked in the house. My mum keeps telling me not to shout. And my dad's going crazy because he can't go out. I've been asking to start up a YouTube page, but my mum keeps telling me, oh, behave. So I asked my daddy, said, ask your mum. I'm going back and forth, I'm not having fun. When I say what I say, you're gonna think I'm a fool. But I never thought I'd say it because it don't sound cool. But I really can't wait to go back to school. Yeah, I really can't wait to go back to school. Yeah, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I wanna go back to school. I said I wanna go back to school.
I know we
Big! Yeah.
I bet some parents there say, yes, well, yes, go
Yes.
like tomorrow. Go back to school tomorrow.
They can't wait to kick them out. You know what? She sounds.
the after school classes as well.
I have to say, she sounds better than certain rappers out there. I'll tell you what, it's better than certain rappers out there. There's rappers out there, you know, that's putting out records and I don't know, boy. I think big up.
And that's Richie Sweeney's daughter.
Yo, Richie, why didn't you holler at me, man? Let's do the deal, man. Let's get it signed, man. What's up?
So big up the RJS family. It's running through the veins. And go out and buy that single. Nyla Janae, Back to School. All right? Good. And I saw her, and she was on, I think it was London Tonight or one of those programs midweek. She got the spot. She was in there, so she's doing her thing.
Yeah, the first time I saw her was a Frisky show, actually.
Is that gonna get a spin on the Breakfast Blues tomorrow?
Definitely.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll play it on Sunday as well.
All right, support her on. Right, before we go, we talk to Jay Blaze. Let's just talk quickly about the rollout for clubs. Boris has said the 21st of June is D-Day, and I think it's wonderful that we're going to be set free at last on the 21st.
Free at last! Free at last!
But there are people complaining already, having a go at some promoters or doing a little side eye, about promoters that are running to put on the events after your name, you haven't seen my schedule yet. they've been like, promoters have been sidelined. I think till June it'll be about 12, 16 months, 17 months.
Mm-hmm.
And now some people are side-eyeing them and saying, why should they? They should just just cool, just wait, you know what I mean, until everybody's vaccinated. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But let's take a listen to Dizzle. I think Dizzle explains this, my feelings, and maybe your guys' feelings. So let's listen to this.
People, that's why I can't take people, Soon as Boris say, yeah, the lockdown's going to be over, I'm seeing every promoter from under the rock start put up flyer for dances. Like, really? And you know the maddest thing? I'm going to every single one. I'm out there. Right now, venues, holler me. I need venues. I need to keep something. Holler me. Yo, I'm going to everyone. Trust me. Do you know how much new, old clothes I've got? Yeah, because they're old now. There was old season. That's how the dancing is going to look. It's going to look very new with old season clothes. I've got some old seasons, some banging old seasons, brand new old clothes to give them. I'm out there. Flyers, send me the dances. I'm still doing promotions.
Oh, gosh. Cheryl Sterling says, love Dizzle, keeping it real. Big up to Andrea. Hello, Andrea. Says, agree, love, not indoors. Debs B says, all white cocoa in the park.
Del Williams shows the eyes.
Yeah, and big up Dizzle. Excellent. And quite a few people were mentioning about Nyla and saying that she's so cute. Oh, yeah,
So guys, on the 21st of June, are you out or are you going to be...
I ain't going to lie. I'm going to be straight with you. I haven't even had one phone call for somebody to book me yet to DJ. I haven't had one. I got one booking in my diary yet to say that asking me to go and DJ. I don't know if it says anything about the fact that I haven't been... I don't know. People just forgotten about me. But you don't direct me anyway, so I don't care anyway.
Well, all I would say is that, if you're a promoter and you're a DJ and you haven't had an opportunity to play out for, what is it? Just over a year?
16
How long?
16 months to proper crowd.
If you haven't had an opportunity.
So, because on the 21st, if everything goes right, all restrictions will be lifted.
Yeah, I think that's like, I think that's a DJ and that's a promoter. That's all you want to do is entertain and put on events for the people.
Yeah. Worst things come to worst, I'm setting up.
Yeah, I've got old new clothes to wear. I've got them.
That's the new tool.
I'm going to string up on the common. That's what I'm going to do. String up my sound system on the common. Don't business and just start playing tune, and whoever wants to come. I'm sure I'll be able to get a good crowd.
Anyway, shall I introduce our next guest? I've been waiting for a long time to talk.
Yeah. Can I just say, you need to get this mic sorted. Please do, because a couple of people have mentioned about your mic. It's a bit thing up. So yeah, but yes. But anyway, let's do the introduction.
Well, thanks, Reggie. I don't know what you expected me to do. You to check out. Did something up when we pre-checked in. And now, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, this week's guest, Trailblazing, is originally from Hackney. Graces to set the trend stage very shortly. Let me give him his intro first. He's of course best known for presenting BBC's The Repair Shop, Money for Nothing, and co-presenting Jay and Dom's Home Fix. Set your alarms, tell your people that he's in the building. His show is described as Telly's next great British bake-off. 6 million viewers, and that's not nothing to be sniffed at. We're going to talk about the figures, because the numbers don't lie, as Popcorn says, they just don't lie. He's won prestigious awards. He won in 2019. He won the Repair Shop was awarded Best Daytime Program by the Royal Television Society and received the prestigious International Rose d'Or Prize for Reality and Factual Entertainment. 2020, it won Best Daytime Program at the Broadcast Awards, and he is the main presenter of the show. I'm gonna introduce him as the voice of Middle England. And before we do that, lads, can we just pay our homage, please, to Mr. J Blades before he comes up, please?
I've got to do this quickly, by the way.
Do that. Can we welcome on the stage the dynamic snazzy dresser himself, J Blades.
Hey, J Blades in the building.
Salute you. 2, 3. You haven't got your hats on, and I ain't even got my hat on. Damn, is that how you do me? You didn't tell me how to bring my hat. What? Is that how you do me?
Salute.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the intro. The intro was just it's too nice. It's too nice. Too nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Welcome to Secretary.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a lot about you because I think a lot of people don't know that you really are one of us. You know what I mean? And your story is so familiar to a lot of people.
Yeah. So for me, you say one of us. It's Ray, EastEnders, Reggie. You guys are the ones that grow me. The music that you guys have been playing for the years, or the events that you put on, have allowed me to become who I am. And what the music has done, what you guys have done, is then put me in front of, let's say, Middle England, especially with the repair shop, and then give me an opportunity to say, this is how we roll. This is the love that we have, one for the music, one for our community, and this is how we do things. But the majority of the time, we only get a chance in a certain way to showcase who we really are. So it's you guys. I'm definitely one of you.
Oh, thank you.
When we say the voice of Middle England,
yes.
Can you tell us what because I know what I think we mean about it, but when someone describes it as that,
as the voice of Middle England, I would say, especially with the repair shop, if you look at the figures that we get, I think it rolls in at about 6 million. We peaked at 7.1 million, and the majority.
Can you tell me how much EastEnders and Coronation Street get?
I'll tell you the honest truth, Reggie. See, you put me on the spot, and I don't even know them things there. I don't know how, but we beat some of those people. And the funny thing is, we started out on BBC Two, and then we moved to BBC One daytime, and then because of the numbers were growing, then primetime said, well, look, let's see if this can work in primetime, and then boom, we put us in primetime, and sadly, we smashed it. We're smashing everything. They don't expect it to happen, but the reality is the show is a really nice show. So the majority of the people, I would say, that watch the repair shop are white Middle England, let's say, for instance. So me being the voice for them, I don't know if I'm the voice. I'm kind of, what they call me is someone that has the emotional intelligence to make sure that the story comes out of the person. And if you look at historically the diversity on TV, someone like myself is not necessarily portrayed in that kind of role. And it's sad to say, even in today's current climate, the majority of people of my color that are on TV are either involved in sport, music, or comedy. And they have that kind of background. No one's involved in, let's say, for instance, craft and doing the stuff that I'm doing. So if you was to say to a group of TV producers, oh, we're going to produce a show where people are repairing things, we're going to be like, that's kind of boring. We don't want to hear about that. That's rubbish. But personally, when you look at the repair shop and hear the stories, there is that human connection that everybody's going to feel, whether it's white Middle England or the ghetto where I'm from. Everybody's going to feel a little bit of something. I think I kind of answered your question. I think so.
Before we go any further, I want to give people a flavour of what the repair shop is. And our producers should have a clip in the background for us. If they can run it, if they are ready, they can just run it. So we can give people a flavour of what the repair shop is. First, please. Are we ready? Want me to do it?
Come on, guys. Show them what you're worth. Come on, producers.
Well, whilst we're waiting, big hi to Patricia Bailey. Says Jay has got no hat on. Lisa Mack says Jay Blades.
I'm going to put it on. Yes.
Says Jay Blades, a humble guy from Karen. Prue saying a few things. Elaine Shaw. I couldn't read what she said because you know what it was? She was replying to somebody else who was actually making a comment. Yvonne Shaw says, well done. Elaine Shaw says it was a brilliant show. Love it. I have to say I love it as well because I ended up watching it one afternoon through Money for Nothing is when you first came to my attention. But yes, and also in regards to Middle England, you are the voice of Middle England. As far as I'm aware, because when one of my friends saw the flyer of you being on. She's a very, very what we call posh totty from Chiswick.
Okay.
She lives near Anton Deck. You know, in Chiswick they have a road called Anton Deck Road.
Yeah.
She's one of those. Oh, darling, excellent! And she lunches at the Shed and various other places and shops in Waitrose. And she was amazed. So I think she's going to be watching tonight. So hello, Caroline. How you doing?
Hello, Caroline. How you doing?
I don't know what's happened to it. We did have a clip of you somewhere.
They're doing their work now. So they're going to show it in about 10 minutes.
I tell you what, you lot making me feel bad. I should have my hat on as well, you know. Because off key. Give me 2 minutes. I've got a hat here.
You must have thousands of hats.
No.
You've got one round the corner.
I've got one round the corner, but I've only got 4 hats.
No way.
I get them made for me. I get hats made for me now. So,
okay.
Yeah. I know, look at me. The boy from Hackney. I don't have to go to Stamford Hill and buy them from the Jewish man anymore. I get my hats made.
Jay, how far around the corner is it? Can you grab?
It's just there. It's just there. I've got
Don't grab it.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Don't grab it. Don't grab it.
What's some more comments? Is there? Oh, here it is. It's back too far. That's cool.
There we are. That's better. Now we're in the club. Now I'm in the club.
So, tell us where you grew up.
Well, I grew up on a road called Cazeneuth Road, which has a council estate up there called Morley House, and it was in between Stokey and Clapton. So it's basically on the E8 cusp. But a lot of my friends and family were all from Stamford Hill kind of area and Stoke Newington, and that's where I was kind of born and raised, to tell them the truth. A lot of the people might not know, because a lot of people see me on the repair shop, they just see me as that person. But I'm 51 years old now, and I've had a life beforehand, and I grew up raving or going to blueses from I was about 11 years old. 12 years old, I remember raving, going to shubbins. In those days, I wasn't really listening to too many sounds. It's only when I got to about, I'd say 13, 14, I started listening to Saxon, Unity, there was Kilimanjaro. And the Kilimanjaro, I tell you what, I talk about Kilimanjaro. I've got a tape. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Kilimanjaro. Yeah.
That is legendary.
And I've got, what's this one? This one's from 1995. What have we got? Jaro and Bass Odyssey.
What? Bass Odyssey? For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how I was brought up, with that kind of music.
I'm going to ask you, because I'm an old-time dancehall fan as well, and so my colleagues. What did you like about Unity? Well, Unity was a hometown sound, isn't it?
Unity, you had Flinty, Demon Rocker, and they always used to clash with Saxon, and they was clashing with Saxon at Homerton House, and that's where I used to rave a lot.
Upton House. Give it the original name. Original name at the time. Upton House.
Upton House. Sorry, sir. I stand corrected. Upton House, and they used to do a dance up there. Was wicked. There used to be this I call it the bun and cheese van that used to be outside, and everybody used to have to line your stomach before you go in there, get a bun and cheese or get a patty, then go in there, and I'm telling you, ooh, wicked. Those raves were some of the best raves I've ever went to. And also the Methodist Church. Sorry to cut you. The Methodist Church on Stoughton and High Street. Saxon came there and played once against Unity, and that was it was a tight space, but it was a wicked rave. Wicked. Sorry.
What did you like about Saxon? That's my sound.
I tell you, Saxon personally.
No, he liked Unity, Ray. He didn't like Saxon. He's an East Londoner.
Yeah, well, Unity is from my side.
Yeah.
Saxon, don't get me wrong, Saxon had a different type of flavour. You had Musclehead, you had Colonel, Tip Up, Rusty, Sandy, Papa Levi. I remember I heard Maxi Priest plays. But one thing that did impress me about Saxon was they weren't afraid to come to North London or East London, and they played on Broadwater Farm once. I think they'd done an all-dayer there. And that, I tell you, one, it was brave, and two, it was just like, you know what? These guys just came and they'd done their thing. So I have to take my hat off to Saxon, because personally, I would still rave to them today, all day, every day.
Did you ever see Ray as the lugging the boxes? You know, as the box boy.
I'm cool now. You know what I'm saying?
You're cool now, yeah?
Yeah. So, those were your kind of dancehall days. Did you go to any clubs?
Yeah, I did. Clubs, come on, man. I was born and bred in Hackney. You got to go to clubs. So I went to, God blimey, there was so many I went to. There was Four Aces, there was Trends, there was QBs.
Trends?
Yeah, I went to Trent. You remember Trends on Amherst Road?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Free
People
thoughts.
like I don't know these things. You know, just because I'm on BBC, don't go on like I don't know this. You know? Right? Don't go there. Yeah, there's Night Moves. There was Oasis. I used to go Oasis on a Sunday, and a friend of mine, DJ Spoonie, used to play there, and I used to carry his boxes to go in there. God blimey, what else?
Oh, no. You used to carry the boxes as in, like, you, for DJ records. Spoonie.
I tell you what, I was the one that named DJ Spoonie. We went to school together. Because his legs are shaped like that, I called him Spoonie. Everybody got a nickname because his legs were like that. So they're shaped like a spoon. So that was his name. And basically, he's, me and Spoonie, before Spoonie became Spoonie, we was in a sound together called The Untouchables. And we was in a sound, me, Spoonie, and what was the guy's name? Wayne Satnarine, whose brother was Cass from Manhattan. And that's... Yeah, so basically we was in the sound together in Stokey. We played a couple of raves, but it didn't really work out. My problem was when I was younger, it was all about the ladies. So I was a bit naughty. yeah. So the sound business didn't carry on. And
so you was what we call in today's kind of description. You was a PR man back in the day.
Back in the day, you could call me a PR man because me and Spoonie, with the Untouchables, we started, our first rave was to do a fashion show, and we auditioned loads of girls up and down our little area in Hackney and Islington, and then basically we put on this fashion show in Holly Street, and that was our first little thing. And the other day, Spoonie sent me like the flyer of this rave that we did, and we had Trevor Nelson as our guest DJ on there.
Wow.
Check that out.
Wow.
Yeah? So I got way back.
But back then, Trevor would pay a gig for 10 quid anyway.
I'll tell you what, Trevor would do it because he liked us. We were nice kids coming up. He's a nice guy.
Big up Trevor.
Yes, sir.
What music, Jay, was you playing at the time on The Untouchables?
The music we was playing was mainly like 80s soul. And there was a little bit of reggae, but it was more of kind of like, what we would call it. It was bashment at that time. So it was... a little bit faster. It was more get up and go. And Spoonie, when you hear Spoonie mix the old school tunes, I mean, there's no one that can touch him. He was kind of taught by a guy called DJ Ron from a sound called TNT back in the day. I don't know if you remember that. And basically, Ron was the scratch master. Ron, like when you hear him chop up a tune, I'm like, what? And then I heard another guy. What's his name? Hype from the sound called Beat Freak. Do you remember Beat Freak?
Yeah, Beat Freak. Yeah.
With the Shut Up and Dance crew.
TNT. Yeah, we remember that.
Wicked. So those are the kind of music we was playing. That was the era for us. 80s music, basically.
80s soul and funk.
Yeah.
So how was your relationship with your parents if you were bunking off the dances at 13 and 14? Because
I got brought up by my mum. And my mum was a young parent, and basically I had a lot of uncles that were quite, they were involved in the industry. So they basically were involved in music and also the other stuff that participated along those kind of lines. And they just took me under their wing, and this allowed me to just get involved with this whole culture. And the culture was, it was beautiful. It was absolutely, especially in the early 80s, the music and the vibe was just a different vibe altogether. I'm not saying it isn't the same now, but for me, the parent or my mum just allowed me to go out there. Like, I would go raving. I was raving from about 11, 12 years old. I was out there on a mission. Wow. I mean, 13, 14, I was on it. I think, I was raving hard. I mean, really, really hard.
Jay, when you were 13, what kind of height was you when you were 13?
Oh, I was 13. I was, I must have been about 6 foot. I must have been 5'9". I was quite tall. And I was going out with a girl that was older than myself. I don't know if she's passed away now. Fantasia. Do you know Tracy Powell?
Fantasia?
You went out with
Yes, that was my first girlfriend. That was my first girlfriend.
Wow.
Listen, you don't understand who it is you're talking to. Ray.
He's one of us.
Tracy Fantasia. Our peeps absolutely love Tracy.
Tracy and me go way back, and there's even I've got a book coming out on the 13th of May, and there's a kind of a homage to Tracy that she set the benchmark for how every girl should be that I go out with, because we were just like that. Me and Tracy was just two peas in a pod. So Tracy, good people. Her family, good people to me. I grew up with those people.
Oh, because I was going to ask you to say that you're going out at 30 and 40. You must have sneaked like a couple dances. If you're 6 foot one, then you could fit where you know.
I got in there, and basically, I was going with certain people that allowed me. There was also another family up in Stamford Hill, Samuels, Wayne Samuels, Burton Samuels, the older lot that used to take me to certain places, and I was almost the same height as them. So basically, people just let me into these raves. That's just the way it was. Yeah, that's what happened. But yeah.
Okay, so people, as the show goes on, you are allowed to ask Jay's question. Reggie's delving into your feeds, and he will pick out the questions and he'll answer some questions. So if you ask Jay any questions, please feel free to put that in the chat. Yes. So we're going back 30, 40. So what's that? Early 90s, late 70s, early 80s?
Early 80s, yeah. Early 80s, because I was born in 70. I started raving probably about 11, 12, 13. So I would say 83, 84, 85. My prime was probably 84 up to 89 was the time that it was just like, wow, different. But I was going up to NAS from time. I think not when it first started, but I remember there was such a buzz around it that we had no social media in those times. And it was a case of people just explaining to you, this is what's happening, blah, blah, blah's coming to play. King Tubby's, this one, that. And it's just like, wow, okay. And you reach there. Yeah, the vibe was different. You was allowed to smoke in certain places as well. So there was this kind of, the stairs you would walk down. So you come into it through the kind of double doors and then you go down these stairs. But before you could get down the stairs, there was this kind of sea of like just smoke. And to get through that, it's almost as if you had to inhale it before you got down to the stairs to where the pit was, where everybody was. It was
the ganja mist.
The ganja mist. Yeah, there you go. I didn't want to say it. Thank you for saying it.
Like Upton House was like one of my schools that I went to.
Yeah.
What was your primary school that you went to, and secondary school?
I went to two primary schools. I went to Jubilee, which was on Caysnuff Road, and then I moved into deeper Stoke Newington and went to Grasmere primary school, and then my secondary school was Highbury Grove. Everybody in my era was going to Upton House, Hackney Downs, Clissold Park, but my mum decided to move me away from that. And,
away from the trouble.
Yeah, away from the trouble. She didn't know where she was sending me.
It's funny you say that. My mum did exactly the same thing. She moved me out of Hackney and into Leighton.
Wow.
just to stay away from the mile of E5.
How was it at school, though, Jay?
How was it at school? I tell you, school for me wasn't a great. Well, primary school was brilliant, and I still, even though I moved into Stokey a bit deeper, I would still go up to Stamford Hill, check Tracy, the Myers family, Samuels, the whole shebang. When I went to secondary school, it was slightly different. I was kind of like, how can you explain it? I wasn't the first wave of black children to go there, but I was the first wave that kind of didn't twig the names they were calling me. Because when I was growing up in Hackney, I never got called those names. No one, you grew up with black, white, Chinese, Asian, the whole shebang. No one called you no racist names. No. But when I went to secondary school, 11 years old, man started calling me some names. So I'm just thinking, oh, he's being nice. He's calling me that, blah, blah, blah. So when I went back to my neighborhood and I started saying those names in my neighborhood, the elders were saying, well, whoa, hold on. Who are you calling that? Don't you know you're that as well? So then they said to me, look, let me come to your school and find out who's calling you those names. This is the first year. So I pointed out about 5 people. The elder guy, he went and beat them up and said, don't call him that name anymore. But that elder guy don't go to school there. So I got to come back to school the next day. Who they want to fight? They want to fight me. So it was just a constant fighting.
What did the teachers think about you? How was your relationship with the teachers at school?
Well, teachers. I remember going up. The easiest way to put it, I remember speaking to my careers teacher when they said to me, like, you know, you go there and you tell them, I want to be a fireman, I want to be this, and they say, all right, you need to do da da da. The careers teacher, I didn't even get a chance to tell him what I want to be. Careers teacher said to me, Blades, you're going to amount to nothing. Next, boom, and that was it. He just said, next person. I used to get caned on a regular at my school. At the secondary school, there was a teacher or my housemaster.
Sorry. I don't think, because there's some young ones that might not know what the cane is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
cane might be cane as in drink. Some youngsters say caning as in drink.
No. I used to get beat. I used to get beat back in the day. So in the 80s, there was these slippers you used to wear for PE, and they were black and they had like a elastic over the top, and they had a rubber sole. So I had a housemaster called Mr. Trimble, and he took off the material and he used to beat you with the rubber sole. Now, if you didn't flinch with Mr. Trimble, he'll send you to the house, to the assistant head, Mr. Morgan. And Mr. Morgan weren't easy. He had this cane stick. I can't even do the size. It was a long cane stick. And he used to beat you hard on your hand. Whoa. And then if you didn't flinch or you were still carrying on like a bad man, they send you to the headmaster. Yeah, he was the headmaster. Now, this guy, he used to enjoy beating children. You know, like in them times, you didn't know what it was all about. But now they start talking about certain people that they put behind bars. This guy was one of them. You need to lock him up. That wasn't right what he was doing. So I used to get beat. I remember getting beat up by a teacher. I had a sociology teacher. Ooh, Mr. Stewart. He weren't easy. Like, come up to me one time, just thumped me in my stomach. He put the wind out of me for a week.
Wow.
For a week, Bridget. Wow. I'm telling you. Like, I sat down quick. So yeah, school wasn't that great. I had the teachers to deal with. Then I also had the racist people that didn't really like me, so I was fighting them a lot of the time. And then I liked the girls. There was Highbury Grove or Highbury Fields up the road from me, and there was also another school. So
you was a Garrett. No.
I tried a thing. I tried a thing. I'm not saying I was that successful, but I tried a thing.
So do you reckon that is one of the reasons why you managed to you managed to graduate and go on to do higher education at a later age? Would you say your experience at school is the reason why?
No, my experience at school, I think as I've come older, what I've realised is that we're all going to come across racist people. We're going to come across people that don't like you for whatever reason, the colour of your skin or what you're wearing or who you're with and all that kind of stuff. And what I've realised is that some people have a problem. And rather than having their problem be your problem by putting it in your rucksack or you having the chip on your shoulder in some way, shape or form, it's just leave it with them. Let them do what they're doing. So for me, when I went to school, school was rubbish for me. I got no qualifications from school. I got nothing. It's just got the letter U on every class that I took, unqualified, simple. So going to university at a later date, I think I went to university when I was 20. I decided at 29 that I want to go to university. Wow. And then I went there at 30. And basically I wanted a challenge. I knew nothing about university. I didn't even know, like when I ring up the woman to say, I want to go to university, she said, oh, what do you want to study? I said, I don't know. What you got? And she said, well, what you interested? I said, well, born in Hackney, so I know a thing or two about crime. And then I like fashion. And then she's like, well, 2 subjects you can study. One is textiles, which is all about fabric and then design and all that kind of stuff. And then the other one is criminology. And I was like, what's criminology? She said, they would tell you why people do crime. I said, oh, I love some of that. And it's the study of crime, basically. So I went and done that.
And criminology is not easy. That's a very, very hard subject.
Criminology, listen, I went in there, I didn't even know what I was doing at uni. Yeah, I didn't know you're going to have to read books. I picked some of the hardest subjects, and I found out I was dyslexic at university as well. I done a test, and I found out I've got the reading ability of an 11-year-old. Wow. So I'm a 30-year-old man, got the reading ability of an 11-year-old. I picked one of the hardest or 2 hardest subjects, criminology and philosophy, to study at university. It's like, come on, like I'm bound to fail. But I'm pleased to tell you I got a 2-1 at the end of it, and I kind of smashed it.
Yeah. That is huge.
Thank you. You see, there's only one of you clapping. What's going on? You already doing That's an achievement, Bridget.
That is huge. That is huge.
That must have taken, if you were, that's special needs now, being dyslexic. And if it hardest too, that must have taken a whole lot of dedication, to focus on 3 years of passing and writing assignments every other month and then doing that. That must have, how did you do that? Just a flavor of what your day or week was in terms of studying and trying to get your assignments in and reading and everything. Because it must have been difficult.
I'll tell you what, it was the hardest thing I ever done in my entire life. It's one of those things where, as I said, I didn't know what I was participating in, just jumped in both feet, and I often do that kind of thing, and then realised, look, this is going to be a lot harder. Luckily for me, I got tested for dyslexia in my first year at uni. And basically, then they gave me a lot of help. So the help that I got was someone would scribe for me. So I'll go into an exam, they'll read the question, and I'll regurgitate the answer for them. And then they'll write that down for me. Also, they gave me a lot of software and a lot of support in being able to read these books. Because when I look at a book or a text or anything, there's a lot of words that it just jumbles all about. So they got me this software where you can scan your book into it and then it'll read it back to you. You could then talk to the computer and it would do it. But one of the things for me, what happened, most people, it takes them 3 years to finish uni. It took me 4 years because in the second year, I decided to start a charity, which was supporting the police to police people in the poorer areas a lot better than they was policing them. So it was kind of holding the police accountable. And that took a considerable amount of time that I needed to dedicate to that.
So tell us more about the charity then.
Well, the charity, the first one I started was Street Dreams. And it was basically, we used to call it a fresh approach to a stale problem, where it was going into areas where there was problems that was historical. I'll give you one case in Milton Keynes. They had probably about 30 years of racism where white and black youth were fighting against the Asian youth. And they had loads of different people go into that area to try and solve the problems. Me and my ex-wife went in there and we said to all the authorities that, listen, we can sort these problems out in about 3 months. You lot just have to be ready to sort this out. And to cut a long story short, we did. We just spoke to the young people and asked them, what would stop you from doing crime? What would stop you from fighting this person because you don't know who they are or you don't understand their culture? And all it was a case of bringing them together and getting them to understand that as a unity together, they are such a stronger force against the authorities. Separated and segregated, they're nothing. Plain and simple. But if you come together and say to the authorities, look, we're going to stop fighting. We're going to stop doing antisocial behavior. We're going to stop stabbing up that geezer. And we're going to do that together. That's white, black and Asian come together. The authorities couldn't do nothing apart from give them everything they wanted, from youth clubs to boxing clubs. So that was the first charity that we started. So we was employed by social services, police, councils, you name it. It's a stupid amount of work. But then funding started drying up. And we decided to then continue working with the young people that we've been working with. We had to create our own revenue. So we wasn't reliant upon government funding. I call it the Oliver Twist syndrome, where, Oliver comes out with his bowl and he's like, please, sir, can I have some more? I was like, no, let's do our own thing. So we started a charity which was called Out of the Dark. And that was all about teaching young people how to restore and revamp old furniture. But a bit like university, I didn't have a clue how to do any furniture. I knew nothing. So I had to speak to the community and ask them and say, look, is there anybody out there who's a retiree who can teach myself and the young people how to do up old furniture? And I was inundated. And our oldest teacher was a 92-year-old who taught me. And that got me the bug for doing this type of work. It just sat with me.
So before we go to some of the stuff that you, some of the furniture, should I say? Some of the first things you did. In between of the highlights of starting your own company, focusing on you, working with young people, there was also a downside to that because a lot of people will recognize that when you're on the up, there's times that you're going to be on the down, there's times that things are going to happen to you that are out of your control. You've got to take control somehow to reach, that place in life where you're happy. When the funding all ran out, you found yourself, like your marriage broke up, you found yourself sleeping in your car.
Yeah.
Was there depression? There must have been. I mean, I would have been.
Yeah, it was everything. It was depression. It was like not being able to see forward. You got to think, well, for me, for a number of years, I was like a pillar within the community. So a lot of families, a lot of institutions will come to me and speak to me about these young people and try to support them. I remember sometimes I couldn't go out to the shop because it would take me 4 hours to come back with a pint of milk because so many people would come to me and speak. So when I was crashing, when I was falling down, I couldn't speak to the people or ask them for help. The people I was helping, I couldn't ask them for help. So the one thing for me was just like, I need to get away. And I just got in the car and I drove. And personally, to tell you the truth, I didn't even know if I was going to see tomorrow. So it's very hard for me to explain to you
Why
how.
didn't you know if he was going to see tomorrow? Was that an inner feeling of you that you didn't want to see tomorrow?
Yeah, I didn't want to see tomorrow. I was a failure. There was a failure in the sense of my marriage had broken, the business had fallen down, and it was like, I can't ask anybody for help. And everybody I go to, it was like I was helping them. So imagine you got someone up here on a pedestal, and then that person is falling down. You're just like, whoa. So I felt such a failure that I couldn't. And probably the easiest way to put it is I didn't want to see tomorrow. I couldn't face people for the embarrassment of being a failure, for the embarrassment of not being able to ask for support. And I couldn't cry. I couldn't get the emotion out. I didn't know how to make things better. Remember, if you're someone...
Yeah, sometimes, Jay, I mean, that like, even in the back of your car, you know, your emotions must have been... Like, I can only think of what you would have felt like being in that position. But when you haven't got anything around you, I don't know, you know, there's probably about a quarter of a tank left and you're wondering, well, when am I going to be able to put any money in the tank?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I felt numb. Like in that whole time of a week, I tell you, I'm going to give you a joke. And I know it's not funny, but it's kind of what woke me up. So I'm sleeping in this car for about a week, yeah? And the whole week, I'm numb. I don't even really remember it. I remember I was sleeping in there, and I'm looking at people in this kind of trading estate, coming past, going into the shops, and I couldn't understand it. And basically, I would go to McDonald's, and I'll buy myself like a double cheeseburger, yeah? And that would be me sitting down, eating that in the car, and just zonked out. One time, I think it was a Thursday, and I give you a joke. This is how it woke me up, yeah? And you know, sometimes if you're on the tube or you're in a dance and you feel someone a bit too close to you and you turn around and there's someone there, you're like, hold on, Bridget, you're a bit too close, yeah? So I'm walking to McDonald's now to get myself this double cheeseburger. I feel someone behind me. I turn around and there's no one there, but there is this smell that's like, ooh, what's that? My body odor had its own postcode. That woke me up, Bridget, yeah? When it's almost as if, you know, when you stop and you're like, you're looking for someone, you can't see it, but this waft hits you. And I know we've all been in a dance where you meet someone who never washed for about 2, maybe 3 days, just come from work and just standing in a dance like, yeah, here I am. That's how I smelled. So when my body woke me up, I then had to go and stay in a hotel. And that's what I did. I tried to get a wash. But then I was interviewed by police and a psychiatric nurse and all that kind of stuff.
Your story is amazing.
Hold on, the psychiatric nurse. What was that for? They think that you had mental issues?
Say that again, sorry?
Did they think that you had mental issues?
Yeah. Basically, my ex-wife had reported me missing, and they had to evaluate me before they sectioned me. That was basically it. They had to interview me. And they did that, and they deemed that I was sound and all that kind of stuff. But luckily, my ex-wife then contacted a guy called Gerald Bailey, and he come and picked me up. And yeah, kind of the rest is history. He's a guy that's adopted me into his family, and yeah, I've got nothing but love for them. There's a lot of people that grow me. There's a lot of people. So you guys, for instance, the music you lot played grow me. The community that I supported over the time, they grew me. Even the family that I grew up with in Stokey and Stamford Hill. Then you have everything that I've done, all that community work, and then bam, you fall down. You need someone to grow you again. Yeah. And these people grew me. So today I had my Saturday soup. I went down by Mum's. I had my Saturday soup. I had to bring some back for Gerald. It's like, this is what I do. They cook for me every Monday, Wednesday. And it's fish dumplings and plantain. It's like, it's feeding me good.
I wanted to say that, you know, your story, what you're telling us now is an amazing story. And I'm so proud that you're on here on Set the Trend, and you're telling the story. You're not hiding it. You're telling it as it is. It's very inspirational, and it's nice to see a black man opening up and just telling it as it is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I salute you.
I salute you guys. Yes.
I met you about, and I told him on this story earlier on. You talk about getting to the repair shop. I met you about about 5 years ago in Barbados. We was at Rick Clark had a do over there, and Rick pulled me over.
And Rick, I must say, you was busting some tunes. I was whispering in your ear, big time Fifth Avenue.
Hey, don't hype him up too much.
I have to hype him up a little bit, just a little bit. Fifth Avenue for me is the only sound that I know has dub plates with regards to soul dub plates. And when you hear these dub plates, it was busting some tune. There was Omar there was Donny, there was Rick Clark.
Wait, shine some light on me, yeah?
It was too much. That was a big boy Ray. But sorry, over to you.
Okay, so Jay, Rick, now if you want a PR man, Rick is your go-to guy because he's someone that he's got love for you and from he believes in you, he will talk you up to the highest. So Rick introduced me to you and he said, "This is Jay. Jay's just got a gig on. He's gonna be big. He's gonna be massive." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Hi Jay, you cool with it?" And Jay goes, "Ray, I'm Ray to your son, you know." I'm like, "Okay." So I didn't know Jay. Jay knew me, and I didn't know Jay. From 5 years on, the story finishes is that he is now the voice of Biff Lincoln.
No.
And I need his autograph.
No, you don't. Don't go there. No, you don't.
So our video is ready now.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to the video. So producers, can you just load up our video?
So this is the program Repair Shop.
Yes. As they say, run the track.
Welcome to the series where we're going to take you on a journey to be more self-sufficient.
What more do you want?
As I'm going to rekindle our passion for easy-to-follow DIY.
Perfect.
We'll be looking back at the TV archives to rediscover the very best homes and gardens advice.
Aerate the soil of the area you're going to re-turf.
From some of the nation's favourite experts.
The potatoes in the ground have been very successful.
Showing you how, even with limited tools,
Who's first for the sausages then?
we can all master the basic skills. Now that is solid. Everything from upcycling, we're going to have fun, quick fixes,
You see how easy it comes off?
right through to the builds that we all need to know.
There's really not a lot to it.
Plus, in my workshop, I'll be sharing my simple home hacks that works a treat and demos to get everybody started. If you can pinch an inch, you've done it too loose. Inspiring you to do it all yourself, saving you money and finally tackling those everyday jobs together. Job done and dusted.
Well, that's not the Repair Shop, but that is your own program, which you host called Jay Blade's Home Fix.
Yeah, Jay Blade's Home Fix. I tell you, last year it was kind of mad because I was doing so many different things. It just blows me away. Every now and again, I sit down with the family or talk to my people from back in the day, and it's like to hear how they are viewing me is the same way that I kind of view myself. Last year, I filmed 7 shows. Last year, I filmed with Mary Berry and Michael McIntyre. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm a gold-toothed geezer from Hackney. And you got me up here with Mary Berry. And then when I met Mary Berry, she's like, Jay, I love you. I'm like, what? And she's like, me and my husband, we sit down, we watch the Repair Shop, and we just, if I ain't there on a Wednesday, he doesn't watch it, he waits for me. And I was like, Mary, you're a legend, you know. Like, you're talking to me like me and you are tight. And then she's like, I tell you how tight we are. Here's my number. Boom. Mary Berry's giving me a mobile number. I'm just like,
but you're a legend now as well. You know, you're our legend and you're Middle England's legend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You guys are my legend because you don't know how important music is to me still to this day, and how it has grown me. So I say this to Ray. I said to Ray, listen, you lot grow me. It's you lot that put inside of me the love for the music, the passion, and also what it can do for you as a culture and a community. And you show me how the community and the culture has grown. So it's you lot. I take my hat off to all of you. Thank you.
Like a kid in a candy shop, a young lady in a jewelry shop full of diamonds, sweet pipes locked in a shop full of designer wear, or Reggie on a dating site, or myself locked in a warehouse full of vinyl. There's something that puts a smile on our face.
Yeah.
Now there's something that puts a smile on your face. It's a yellow skip. What excites you about the skip?
I tell you what excites me about the skip is the possibilities. It's like I used to say to young people when I started teaching them how to restore and revamp old furniture, I'm not going to tell them how to restore furniture. I'm going to show them how to make money from nothing. And basically, the youths then used to look at me like, what? I said, well, you see that chair over there? It might look a bit beaten up and what have you, but if I put a little bit of work into it, I put it in front of the right person, that's £170 sitting there. And then all of a sudden, bing, the young person's eyes wake up. Because a lot of the young people I used to deal with want economic independence. So what they want to do is they don't want to rely on the state. They want to make sure that they're making their own money. Hence why the street is always hiring and it's a thriving business. But if you can show a young person how to get independent of themselves with a skill that they don't have to worry about someone looking over their shoulder, bam. So for me, when I see a yellow skip, I just see money. I see the possibilities. When I see a young person that's broken, I just see the possibility of developing them into something that is great. You got to think, I'm living proof of someone that society just said, you know what, done with him. Done with him. I used to get people, old ladies, people, let's say white Middle England, crossing the road for me because they were scared of me. Now I got them crossing the road to take a selfie and get a signature, get an autograph. It's mad. Imagine that.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, so you can turn around anything. Anything is a possibility to turn it around. Even the people that used to hate me for the colour of my skin, I don't begrudge them. It's like, you know what? That was you. That's what you did. Right about now, I'm doing what I'm doing. And if anybody can change, that's cool.
And I know you found many things, but what's some of the highlights you found in the skip that you just turned from nothing into something?
It wasn't in a skip, actually. I went to an auction and I bought this chair once. And the chair that I bought, I was bidding against this woman. I'll give you a quick synopsis of it. I bought the chair for £7.50. I couldn't believe I bought it for £7.50. I know that chair's worth £450. Yeah. So I'm looking at this chair and I'm thinking to this. I just look. You've got to do your research. You've got to know what you're looking for. So I found that chair. That was for me. But I found loads of stuff in skips. But rather than just jump in someone's skip, you got to ask them if it's okay to take it. Right. Otherwise, you could do it up. And then you sell it, and they've got them. It's their money. It's the way the law works. So you've always got to ask permission.
Always got to knock on the door.
Always be polite. I remember when I was going out with Tracy, and it was one summer I went up to Tracy's house, and her brothers was there, and then they used to live next door to a Jewish family, and I remember knocking on the door and asking this Jewish family, because in Stokey and Stamford Hill, the Jewish community were quite orthodox, and they didn't really mingle with us. So I knocked on his door and said, please, sir, can we have some of your plums that are growing in the back garden? And he looked at us and he mostly just went like that, yeah? So we had to climb on the wall, and there was about 5 of us. And I remember me and Tracy kicking our legs, eating these plums. There's juice dripping down all the front of us, and it was just the sweetest thing. So you have to always knock on someone's door and ask, because you might get a brilliant response. And I have a brilliant memory of us sitting on that wall, yamming plums in one summer.
Yeah. That's amazing.
We've got something for you to repair. We want to know what you would do with it. So obviously we can't give it to you to repair. I don't know. Maybe we can
Uber it.
Like,
I'll get my driver to come pick it up. I've got a delivery guy.
Yeah. See it there? There you go.
Can you show us our old school record box, please? That we'd like something done with.
An old school record box.
So this record box is one of my first ever hand-me-down record boxes. I was 7 years of age, and my uncle gave me this record box. Look at the state of it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Hold on.
Oh, go on, tell me. Wow.
It's falling apart. Sorry.
Okay.
It's totally like, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah, the straps have come off. Those, I tell you what, I love those. I would want one of those. I've got a lot of vinyl myself, and basically, I would clean it up because it's your uncle's thing. I wouldn't really change the outside.
No, it's mine now, though.
Oh yeah, but I would. But it's still got his memory in the kind of spirit of the repair shop. We wouldn't just like change it completely. It would be just fix it. The mechanism will work a lot better. But the amount of the amount of records you've got, they can't all hold in there. Those just got to be the prime ones.
Yeah. Look what I found in there. Boney M. Gold collection.
Is that yours?
You're sitting in there.
Wow.
I don't know what is it. Look at that. Wu-Tang's in there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hold on. What's this?
You've got in your collection.
Oh, R. Kelly. No, we can't put R. Kelly.
No.
Get that away.
No. Get that away.
I'm going to throw the R. Kelly away. Sorry.
I'm lower the tongue. What have I got in my collection?
Yeah.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Right.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, so while I was there, well, it's kind of difficult to talk about the comments. Big up to those sending comments. Don't forget to click to subscribe. YouTube.com/Set the Trend podcast. Also, send in your questions as well for Set the Trend as well. And whilst Jay goes and gets his dub plate for Ray.
Now, before you
off the top.
Before you show it to us, Jay, before you show it to us, you haven't had those ready and waiting for us, have you?
No, what it is,
5 records blind.
I just pulled out 5 records, and it's kind of, it's my style. My style is a bit like mixed up, and I've got some classical, I've got some jazz in there as well, but everything's in order. It's all in different parts.
Let's go for it.
Oh, okay. First one, Foundation. Okay.
Yes.
Dennis.
Shut.
Okay.
You can't talk. Dennis Brett. You can't
talk. There we go.
Hey.
Maxwell.
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay, just to warn you that we have Shorty B from BBC One Extra, so if you're pulling out any reggae tunes, that's point. So you best be on point.
That's the lady, Jill.
Yes.
All right.
Legend.
These are the first 5 that I've just pulled out of the top.
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Yep,
Big album. Yeah, Forest Hill.
I'm liking it.
Last one, but no means least, because on here, hold on, where's the tune? I ain't even got to tell you the tune, but you
There's
will
an island disco.
There we go.
Legendary.
Produced by Leon Ware, yeah. Gee.
Exactly.
I have noticed
Leon
that the
Ware.
plastic's still on.
Because I'm not troubling them. Yeah, I'm not troubling them. All I need to do is just get the vinyl out, play it, put it back. That's me.
So EastEnders are record shop, man. How much is that collection worth now, EastEnder?
Well, that's those 5 records that he's got. It's not really about the money. Yeah, it's not about the money. It's really about the quality of the music that he's got, and he's got a nice selection of music there. I'm not going to put a price on it. It's not about the money. It's just about the quality of the music. Jill Scott, Maxwell, Marvin Gaye, Stone Love, the Kilimanjaro tapes.
Yeah,
he's a G.
From you got that. Listen, when I saw the sound tapes, that's when I was like, wow, because I used to work in a record shop called Subito. We used to sell those sound tapes, and I've got quite a few of those as well. So I thought, you know what, Jay knows his stuff when it comes to the music.
I do. And I tell you, there's a few people doing. Sorry, go on.
No, that's all right.
So hold on. So one, Shorty B wants you on BBC One Extra to play some tunes. So we're gonna give
every day. Tell Shawnee, is he really ready for me? Is he really ready? Don't stop, Shawnee.
We got another verses.
I've got a tune that I heard from. Who was it played it? I tell you, it was Uncle Nuts played it, and I never heard this version in my entire life. And that's the first tune I'll play on Shawnee B. If I get onto Shawnee B's, that's the first tune I'm going to play.
That's all right. We can broker the deal. That's no problem.
I want to take you back to last March 23rd.
Okay.
We got lockdown. What was you feeling at that time in terms of, because your whole business, everybody's business just stopped. Filming would have stopped. How was you handling it at the time?
I think at the time, and it was kind of weird. It was just weird what was happening to the world. We was filming the repair shop, and we had to stop, and we had to go into lockdown. But the industry were fully aware that there was a lot of people who had a lot of uncertainty, so needed to continue working. So fortunately for myself and also some of the production crew from the repair shop, we filmed the repair shop Fixing Britain, where I did the voiceover, and that was a bit of a weird one. I can't read that well, so the computer had to read it to me, and I regurgitated it. And I also done Jay's Home Fix, and as soon as we came out of that, filming that block, then I went straight back into the repair shop. So it was okay for me because I have a workshop that's massive. And like you can do the 2 meter distance and all that kind of stuff. And we needed to continue making stuff to give people or keep the morale up of the community that was watching TV, because there was so much doom and gloom around certain things that you needed to just make some new shows. So I made 2 new shows during that time, where some people weren't doing it. So yeah, it was quite sad.
Words, words are powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure when you wrote this. It could have been 2 years ago. It could have been 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But what it did for me, it made me smile. It's from your journal, and the piece is called "Give Me a Smile."
Yeah.
Can you just talk about that for a second?
See, I didn't even know you lot was going to bring up. So you lot done your research. You've gone deep. What?
We're media trained, mate.
I hear that. I'm feeling it now. Give me a smile. See, now you're racking my brain. And give me a smile.
When you looked into your cupboard.
Wow. And I tell you what, Mr. EastEnders, I do this a lot. Sometimes I sit down and I look at things and I'm just like, wow, you're so blessed. And it's just a nice feeling. So when you look into your cupboards, I remember one time, I remember I had a can of tomato, just one can of tomato to last me for a whole week. I remember that time when I lived in a particular place and I had to chop it up and divide it. Now you look in your cupboards and you see certain things in there and you're just feeling sweet. You're feeling like, okay, I've got something. But at the same time, you have to maintain those cupboards. I've come from a particular part of town where I've had something. Well, I start off with nothing, then you have something, then you lose it, then you get back again, then you lose it. Now I want to make sure that my cupboards continually make me smile. And that's reference my food, reference my children, reference the legacy that I'm leaving in this society that we're living in. Because for me now, it's all about influencing people I'm never going to meet. So not necessarily getting too big-headed, understanding from like what you guys used to bring the sound to us. You bring that freedom. You bring that expression of like, you know what, no matter how rubbish your day is, your week's been, come on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday night, you're going to feel the vibes that will allow you to continue for the rest of the week. So that's what I want to create within our society. I want everybody to be better.
The new book's out when?
New book's out on the 13th of May. We're doing like a massive campaign on that. And the new book, wow. See how you lot are talking to me now and you've done your research. In this book, there's a lot of stuff people don't know about me. And when they read about it...
There's something that's in that book. Can you give us just one little snippet, of an exclusive snippet of what you haven't talked about? That's in
okay, I can give you one kind of exclusive, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay. There is such an embarrassing point in that book that no one would really put that in a book. Yeah, there's a point that I embarrassed myself like you would not believe any man could embarrass themselves. And I mean, embarrass. It's not no joke thing. When you read the book and you read what happened to me, you're gonna be like, wow, I don't think I would have put that in the book. I don't think, whoa, that's a bit like, wow. And it's embarrassing.
When's the book
out? 13th of May is when's the book out. You can pre-order it from all the relevant places. And it's quite, it's wow. I'm just blown away by all of this attention that I'm getting reference the big people or the institutions, because I've grown up where the institutions ignored me. The institutions just said, nah, he's from Hackney. Like, nah, leave him there. I don't know about that boy. Blah, blah, blah.
Hackney boy done good.
Hackney boy done good.
You know what? I have to say, I'm really, 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 really inspired. By your story today. It's just so amazing.
Wow. Bridget, before he goes, can you read us some of the comments in the group?
Yes, of course. So there's plenty of comments coming in.
Is it?
Prue, listen, it's gone wild. It's gone wild. This man's honestly so refreshing from Prue, Patricia Fergus, Real Talk Jay, Lisa Mack, saying that you're just amazing. Jennifer Francis, thank you Jay for keeping it real. Sandra Clark, this man is blessed. Black Slate, is that the sound
Brightly.
System? Anthony Brightly, the legendary Anthony Brightly.
Wow.
Used to rave at his club. In there as well. Sandra Banton, Colin Williams asking if there's an audio version of the book.
Yes, there is.
Which I'm sure
yes,
there will be.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, I've watched The Repair Shop.
Yeah.
And the emotions that you managed to capture on screen are just amazing. I remember a poignant episode was you restoring an old record player for, I think it was a couple. And can you remember the record that you picked to play to them, which was part of their journey? Because that was amazing.
There was two sisters. If this is the one that you're thinking about, we've done it on the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Two sisters had brought in their gramophone, like record player that their parents used to play music on. It was like big people dances, where they used to come round the house, and then people will be there, the food will be cooking, and you have a little dance and what have you. And we played Nat King Cole, Chestnuts Roasting. And I tell you what, it's sometimes because I've dealt with so many things via community and stuff like that. I've dealt with a lot of really racy subjects. And basically, it's hard for something to get through to me emotionally wise. I still stay focused on the job that I've got to do there. But that one, everything just crumbled for me. It was just too much. It's almost like you're looking at your aunties dancing together and reminiscing of those days gone by. And I remember those days. I remember the days that they're talking about the black cake and you get this parcel from overseas, from back home. You open it and there's that smell that comes out of the box. And then when you go back home to the Caribbean, you smell that same smell. And it's just like, wow, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I remember the box coming before Christmas. And that was a beautiful and a magical moment. Absolutely magical.
Jay, where's your people then from in the Caribbean?
I've got my mum is from Barbados and my dad is from Jamaica.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a different mix.
Jay, it's been absolutely fabulous having you on.
Thank you.
For me personally, as I said, I've only known you about 5 years, but I feel that when we connected, I've known you for just so long, and you're just real. Like the vibes, like you're one of the people that we'd like to keep around us because your vibes is actually inspiring. You inspire, and of course, when you inspire, then you inspire people to inspire, and I think that is a great legacy. That is a great legacy to leave. You know what I mean?
Thank you, sir.
Because I know you're much bigger. So, Jay,
yes,
thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Salute.
And we will see you soon. Can we touch the cap for?
Of course you can.
I don't want everybody to see my grey hairs.
Don't worry about it. I've got to say, but no, thank you
so much, Jay.
And thank you for everybody that made comments. Thank you.
I'll see you in Ray's Instagram tomorrow on Breakfast Blues.
Yes, please. Yeah, I'll be there.
9 o'clock to. I ain't take Jay out before I'm
producer.
That's the producer, yeah. Producer.
I'm still there, Ray. Don't worry. Tell him, Ray. I'm always there, aren't I? I'm always there when Ray's playing a tune, and Ray knows there's certain tunes that Ray's like, you know what? Jay wants me to rewind it, but I've already put it back about 2 times. I can't do it again because I just text him straight away. But no, he plays. You wake up in the morning. I'm cooking my eggs, my plantain, my hard-out bread, and Ray's on. Bam, that's me. Cup of tea, happy days.
All right. Yeah? The show's about you, Jay, not Ray. Thanks a lot, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
No problem. You guys take care. Bye-bye.
Amazing stuff. Amazing.
Listen, my places, the brother from fantastic Jay Blaze there. I hope you grow to love him as much as we love him here on Sit the Check podcast.
Love it.
And he's definitely one of us, and he deserves every single bit of success that comes his way.
Love it.
All right, well, we ain't finished, have we? We have a very special guest in the building. She's beautiful, and she's not only beautiful, she can sing. She's a songwriter. She reminds me a bit of that tune there where you have what's that tune with not Drake, his producer, the guy that discovered it, Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Mr. Officer. That's the tune.
Oh, Mr. Officer, oh yeah.
We'll get to that because we have a Mrs. Officer. But before we say that, she's fantastic, and we've been vibing with her for the last couple of days. And East, do you want to bring this lovely lady to the stage?
No, the voiceover man's got to bring her in.
The voiceover man's got to do it. Okay,
yeah.
Reggie, and you've been chatting her up, and we're gonna.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come on,
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome live on Set the Trend, the amazing, the beautiful, the lovely Kim Tavar.
Hey!
What up? Hello, boo. How you doing? Don't tell them about our wedding.
Keep it professional, right?
Keep it professional, right? That was a great interview. That was a great interview.
Yeah, that was Jay Blades. He's a very, 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 very influential and popular person on UK TV. at the moment here in the UK, and I'm sure there is going to be an American spin-off imminent of
I'm sure
his show.
he's like HGTV famous, like in the UK.
Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah,
Huge.
great story though.
But we have another famous, lovely lady, Eastern.
That we will make as famous as Jay Blades.
Yeah,
I hope so. I'm ready.
So all the way from Boston. Welcome to Set the Trend, Kim. By the way.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now you just released your brand new album, My Story, yesterday.
Yes.
How
Yesterday.
are you feeling?
Oh my goodness. I've been like in this whole frenzy for the last couple of days. It's crazy. Like it was so stressful, but I did it. Oh my goodness. But I feel good. I feel good about it.
Did the album take 2 months, 6 months, or a year to make? How long did it take?
It took actually, so Isaiah, I did the 2 singles, Isaiah and Ugly Soul, in October. And I wrote all these songs. There's 13 tracks on the song. I wrote those over the last 3 months, I guess. And I still have extras. I had so many that I had written. I had to get rid of some of them, but they'll be ready for another EP soon. So about a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So was soul music always your thing, or was it something else that you loved and then you got into soul music?
You know, it's always been, R&B, soul music. Growing up as a child, I had we had the albums and everything, but I would listen to the radio and I would go up and down the dial and I would listen to one song. And as soon as that song was over, I'd change the dial and go to the next song. So it could be country, it could be rock, it could be R&B, soul, and then gospel. And then I would go up and down the dial, sing the song, and go back down again. But for me, the sounds of the 70s, those albums, Confunction, The Emotion, Earth, Wind and Fire, Ohio Players, The Whispers, everything. It's in me. It has to come out, and it has to come out originally and not through a lot of samples. So I want to be able to bring that back, that sound back, keeping the quality and the integrity of the songs. But I'm just excited about it.
For a new artist, you've got quite a lot of UK fans. How did that come about?
Oh, well, that came about back in October, the end of October. I was posting a lot of my cover tunes, and a friend of mine, Don Brown, he used to work with me. He has since retired. He had said, Kim, I have a couple of DJ friends over in the UK. And, I'm thinking DJs, are they doing weddings? And what are they doing right now during COVID? Because I didn't really know about let me tell you something, the R&B soul scene in the UK is outrageous. So he sent one of my songs to Roger Williams, and Roger Williams played the song. He shared it with Mark Mary and a couple other DJs. And within 2 days, my phone was blowing up with all kind of notifications from DJs, and Isaiah from that point was on the charts, and it just took off. So that's how I became known in the UK.
And you had a unique way of promoting your music.
I do.
As in, like, some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. Well, so the thing is, I'm an independent artist, so I'm doing everything on my own, like executive producer of everything. And, I just look for friends for help as far as, do you know someone who writes music? Because I don't do music. I just write lyrics and I sing.
Yeah.
Then I go on Facebook or YouTube, and, everything is just at the touch of your hands right now. So I'm pretty much everything right now. Promoter, producer, I don't know. But I got you guys now, so.
And it's a pleasure to have you on.
You're going to sing live for us and exclusive for us. It's the first time singing live for the UK fans?
Yes, this is the first time.
You have an exclusive. Right, so you're going to sing 2 songs for us today?
I will. I'll sing 2 songs for you today. I sure will.
Okay.
How does it sound, though? It sounds okay?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Look, congested, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put that well, you know what? I think it would only be proper to sing the song that I am known for, in November and December, which is Isaiah.
Take it away.
So you want me to do that? Okay.
Production. Let's Bridget, can you introduce Kim, please, again?
Yep. Of course, and make sure you put it to single shot first of all. Let's get it to single shot so we can do the
single shot. Producer.
Producer. Yeah. There we go. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome live on Set Trends Saturday night, singing for you and God knows who. Click, share, and subscribe and tell your friends. She's the lady from Boston, Massachusetts, with the voice of an angel. Please give it up for Kim Tavar.
When you walk through rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through fire, you will not be burned.
All right, y'all. Just when you think that no one cares, he's there.
Right there.
For all of your lifetime. We're blessed to lay down, sleep, and wake again.
He's there.
For all of your lifetime. I cry out to you, and you answer. Whatever time, day or night, it doesn't matter. Yes. I swim through rough waters, no river swept me. Been drunk through the cold, no fire burned me. Oh, come on, you know the song, y'all. Just when you think that no one cares, he's there.
Right there.
For all of your lifetime. We're blessed to lay down, sleep, and wake again.
He's there.
Yes. For all of your lifetime. You answered my prayers when I'm undeserving. Forgive me all of my sins, no tears, so it's you I'm serving. I swam through rough waters, no river swept me. Been drunk through the coals, no fire burned me. Oh, just when you think that no one cares, he's there.
Right there.
For all of your lifetime. We're blessed to lay down, sleep, and wake again. 'Cause he's there. Yes, this last line right here. That's why I know I owe my life to you. That's why I know I owe my life to you.
Yeah, baby.
Hey.
All right, how was that?
That was amazing. Oh
Love it.
my
The very
gosh.
first time. Oh my goodness.
Premiere live set the trend. Yes, man.
Oh,
That
thank
was
you.
amazing.
Take it away, Kim. Go straight into your second. Let's go. Let's do this.
Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm learning to be a producer right here because this is from the new album called Time Won't Wait.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Amazing. Do you know what?
Album, right?
Yeah.
That's off the album. That's my first time singing. I had to remember the words.
Can I just say, I had a moment there. I don't know if anybody's seen Coming to America. You know when Akeem and Semi are sitting down and Lisa McDowell comes on stage and he says, "I found my queen."
That is so funny. A lot of people say that I look like the girl that played that back in the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yes, Sherry Headley. So that's why I'm laughing. I played her actually in I played her. I did for Halloween. I was her for Halloween.
You dressed up as her.
I did. I should have sent you the picture.
Well, my name is Akeem. I'm African.
Pass.
I'm not a prince, but I'm African.
Are you a good person?
Anything you want, I got it.
Whatever you like.
Where is your album? Where can people buy your album?
So you can get my album. It's available now at Bandcamp, Kim Tavar, and also on my website,
which is
KimTavarmusic.com. Yeah.
And when can we expect to, COVID permitting and traveling permitting, when can we expect to see you in the UK?
As soon as you guys bring me there.
We have a promote in the building.
So actually, right now, I'm already booked for the Back to Love Weekender through Johnny Grenfell and Dave Cyrus. It's in September. Mm-hmm. So if England and the UK is opening back up in June, we can. You're
ready to work for business. Yeah? Ready for business.
Yes, very much so. This is what I want to share my voice with the world, and there's a message in my music. So however, this is fine too, but we miss that live music.
Come on,
we're getting some nice messages in the chat.
Really,
it's the Angel says lovely. Michael, are you going to bring Kim over? Yeah.
Loads of people just been saying fantastic, and what was the key thing I saw from the comments is everybody loves your voice.
Yes,
they love your voice.
You.
Effortless.
Yeah.
That was.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's a few haters hating on me because
you're
mentioned.
Yes, and you're not supposed to.
Oh, come on, man.
Actually, you're not supposed to. In fact,
anyway,
let me share with the audience that you've been showing up, Kim, from we sound checked about Thursday. So, or was it Friday? Friday, yeah.
It seems like I've been with you guys every day for the last couple of days.
Yes, I am breaking the ice, Prina. I'm just breaking the ice. But you do a thing called carpool at karaoke. Tell us a bit more about how that came about, and for those who haven't seen it, what it entails.
I think we've got a video first.
We've got a video.
1 second, Kim. Producers, we got a video. Let's see if this one
works. We should
works.
have a video coming up, hopefully, of you doing the carpool at karaoke. Yeah, sorry about this.
No.
That's okay.
Somebody's mentioned Zamunda. Yes. Oh, okay. All right. I'll take that for me.
Been in the Coming to America too.
Coming to America, yeah.
Oh yeah, Coming to America 2's coming up. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I don't think they've got it. Rich.
Oh, they haven't got. Okay, all right. Well,
No.
so if you tell us, whilst they're looking for it, if you could tell us a bit about it, carpool karaoke and how it came about.
So what it was a couple years ago. So if people don't know, I'm in law enforcement. I'm a police officer here in Boston. Going on my 20th.
Say that again?
Hold on. Have you got real?
Did I say that too fast?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Kim Tavar, I'm a police officer. I'm going to my 20th year here in Boston, and like I said, I used to sing in a band for like 12 years. Sung at weddings. I always kept, even though people turned me down in the U.S. saying my voice wasn't good enough, it wasn't fancy enough, and my music sounded dated. I still sung in bands. I still kept my voice up. And I brought that to the police department. So I sing at major events, the Patriots game, the Celtics game. And a friend of mine who's also a police officer, Officer Stephen McNulty, for the 4th of July, we said, let's just, my boss did, John Boyle. he said, you guys should sing something. We have all this bad news. Sing something. And I said, whatever we do, we don't want to have it recorded. We want to sing live. Because as we know, one of the best singers in the world, a legend, Whitney Houston, she sung the national anthem at the Super Bowl, the best ever. She got dragged because it was pre-recorded, but it was still her. You see what I'm saying? So people just want to find something to say. God rest her soul. So what we did is we put the GoPros in the car, and we rode around the city in Boston, and we sung "God Bless America," and that's the video that it had more than like 10 total about 10 million views, and country star Brad Paisley tweeted us and invited us to sing at his concert when he came to Boston that summer, and we went to his sold-out concert. And I'll tell you, when I was on stage, like I didn't want to get off, but I just felt.
I think I've got it.
I felt so. Okay.
So we can try to share it.
Music, fireworks, family fun days. When else do you get to fire can at Tokyo Child's River? It's fun.
Legally.
Legally.
Right?
Legally.
What's one of your favorite songs?
Irving Berlin, God Bless America. Underrated song. We should do a duet sometime.
We should. We haven't. Everybody always says that. What are you and Stevie gonna sing together? Let's try it. Sing it in.
I'll go wherever you go.
No, it is that.
It's like a G. I don't know.
So what was that bit? So what was you doing there?
Oh, we were just getting ready to sing. So what it was is we were, trying to just have some banter, talking back and forth, and then we started singing "God Bless America" after that.
And that went viral, and that got how many?
It went viral. Yeah, it went viral, and then we were on Good Morning America and the Today Show with Al Roker. So it just shined a little bit of light on things.
So we really have to behave ourselves.
Can I just say I've only got one misdemeanor in my life, and that was for putting up poster boards, as in posters on the street, and that's it.
Oh,
I'm clean as a whistle. I can fly anywhere. Don't worry.
Kim, are you allowed to say which president? Are you allowed to say who you voted for?
No. I mean, nobody does. No one says who they vote for. But I'm sure everybody knows. I voted for Obama, actually. I sent you that picture of the Coming to America to your inbox, Michael.
Oh, to the private chats. Okay.
It's in Michael's thing. Yeah, so, but anyway.
Wow.
So Kim, we can get your album on. Again, can you give out the address?
Yeah, so you can go to Bandcamp. It's oh my goodness, what was it? Kim Tavar KimTavar.bandcamp.com. Where you just look up Kim Tavar, and it's also on my personal website, which is www.kimtavarmusic.com. I have a YouTube page, and you know what? I try to stay as humble and as transparent as I possibly can. So you go to my YouTube page and you're going to see stuff way back from like 10 years ago, and you'll really get to know me. And I can't wait to meet everyone. This is great. I'm having a great time right now.
T Smooth.
Yeah, T Smooth says he's got your album playing in the background as we speak.
Already, there you go. And it came out Friday, didn't it?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Just
yesterday. It's out. It's there. It's got some great tracks on it. I will be playing some records from it on my radio show tomorrow.
I think this is an exceptional comment as well.
Hi, Colin.
Hi, Colin. I love you too.
Bless him.
Oh, God.
We look forward to seeing you in the UK. We'll keep on playing your music and keep on playing
Thank you.
Album's called
My Story. Yeah.
It's available now. Please come come back in the future. We'd like to get you back on.
You guys are so much fun.
Don't forget about us, like when you reach to them heights. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Like, you're number one on the Billboard chart, and then like you forget about
when you're doing SNL and all that type of stuff. You say, who?
No, definitely.
Who? He said that? Reggie set the trend. Who them guys, man?
Once
No,
again,
not at all. Not at all.
thank you very much, Kim.
Thank you for
Thank you guys. God bless. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Oh my days! Hey, what a show today, man!
What a show!
Nice.
What a show!
Lovely.
Her
Lovely
voice,
show.
her voice is just sick,
That is
man.
Kim Tavar. Go and buy her record.
Wow.
That is out. Very soulful. If you're into soul music, very soulful, and it's like an A+. Or
Music that touches the heart.
And mind, body, and soul. Thank you, Mr. Kim Tavar, for being part of Set the Trend podcast. Thank you for Jay Blades for coming on Set the Trend.
What an amazing chat! Oh,
What an amazing. And we don't finish there. Next week, the 6th of March, we have the rescheduled date. We have Donald Jones in the building.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's rescheduled.
Instead of put me in my eyes.
I can't do that. I can't do that until he's on the screen. No, I don't trust him.
That's all right, guys. That's all right, guys. I can sing it. I can sing a couple of tunes.
So he's back in the building next week, Saturday. We also have, we've been talking about, I've been in different chat rooms, and everybody's been mentioning about the 21st of June. Everybody's out. And they're wondering whether Carnival is going to be on or not. Now, Reggie, we have an exclusive next week, Saturday. Can you tell us about it?
We have got the official top dog, numero uno, CEO, the boss of all bosses of Notting Hill Carnival Committee, Matthew Phillip, who is going to be joining us, talking about Carnival, talking about a whole load of other bits and pieces as well. So it's a great honour to have the executive director of the Notting Hill Carnival joining us next week as well. So it's going to be really, 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 really good show.
So
And we don't finish there because it's International Women's Week. So we also have some very special invited women on board to talk about their business, being this International Women's Week. So we've got a lot on this week. Just to give them a rundown of what we're doing, on the 13th of March, we have a very important guest coming on to Set the Trend broadcast. He was an influential member, should I say manager, should I say executive of BMG Music. And Reggie, tell us a bit about Merv Lynn for people.
Merv Lynn,
and the artist that was under his wing.
Merv Lynn was responsible for, even before BMG, looking after artists at Motown. He was responsible for the rollout for Boys to Men, their look for Europe and also the UK. Whitney Houston, any DJs who ever got a word of mouth promo through the Post, he set up that department. He ran the black music department. He's done so much for a lot of people. He's my ex-boss as well, so he gave me my job at Sony BMG.
His music black book contains an A-list of stars.
Who's who of people?
From Usher to Angie Stone to
Alicia Keys. He also hosts.
And he's on first name terms with them. So next week, the 13th, when he comes on, that's going to be like another one of those shows where, we're going to have full enjoyment on that one.
Yeah, it should be a big one.
And we don't finish there because the following week we have the Dark Destroyer, not Nigel Benn, the other one. Sean Wallace from The Chasers will be here to talk about his love of street sounds. So we'll be talking to Sean Wallace.
And we're also going to have on that one a special performance from Capitol recording artist, Miss Sherry Brown.
Big.
Also building. On the 27th of March, we have vaccine and COVID, the unanswered questions. So that'll be the part 2 to that. So stay tuned for that.
And also the anniversary for lockdown as well, that is.
Yeah, the anniversary for lockdown will be 1 year in lockdown on that day as well. So it'll be an interesting conversation. And we've got a yes, but we haven't scheduled him in yet. And I'm really looking forward to this person, having him on Set the Trend. And you will all know him as the face of, or one of the, he was the face and he was influential for reggae music throughout the 90s. he was in a sound that was global, is global. And he was at the forefront of that in the 90s in terms of dancehall entertainment. Rory Stone Love.
Yep, Rory Stone Love.
We would have in the building
Bruh.
first week of Saturday in April. And you will find out his links to street sounds, because not a lot of you do not know that Rory Stone Love fell in love with Rare Groove from hearing from listening to playing, playing alongside some of our classic street sounds like Touch of Class, Funk Express, and all them kind of sounds like back in the day. So we're going to revisit that. I'm looking forward to the next coming weeks, mate, because
it's going to be big.
It's all gold.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you very much to everybody who's been liking, subscribing, and sharing. Please keep them coming, and please check out the YouTube page, which is youtube.com/Set the Trend Podcast. What are you laughing at now, Ray?
That one.
Oh, sorry, the Duke.
Yes, it is. It is the Peaky Blinders edition.
Oh, right, okay. Oh. All right, let's get him off now. He's had enough airtime. You know what I mean? Get a picture of Hakeem up there. So a nice picture of Hakeem from Coming to America.
Okay.
For next week,
producers. It's a wrap, guys.
All right. Listen, what you got on?
This week, what am I doing? Oh, I've got what is it? It's 30. No, was it all? No fillers, all killers. 30 classics for celebrating 30 years of R&B music that came out in 1991 and hip hop. So
they can catch you on what platform? Where?
On Tuesday night, you can catch me Facebook Live.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine on my Facebook page, Soul Explosion Live, from 10 p.m. till 1 a.m. New time. That's the time, yeah.
Reggie, where can we find you, mate?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be watching you on the live later on today, and then also D'Angelo doing his performance.
D'Angelo.
And then after that, tomorrow, radio show, I'll be playing lots of Kim Tavar on my show and professing my undying love for her music. And I will also be doing my a few bits and pieces in the week, so you never know, I might pop up live on my Facebook or Twitch. I got to big up some DJs who've been doing some great stuff on Twitch.
Wow.
Big up to Big Business HQ, Mr. Excel, and all them guys. They've been doing some wicked things. So if you do use Twitch, make sure you check them out. They're really good, and I've really enjoyed what they've been doing on there as well. So big up to you guys.
They've been working hard as well. Barry's Hammond we didn't get to mention, but you saw the flyer up there. That's happening on Sunday. Right, tomorrow, well, no, not tomorrow. Later on, I'm on a live tonight for Studio Express and DJ Lolly. The virtual party. Go onto if you go onto Fifth Avenue or Junior Banton or the Duke. You'll see the flyer there and how to join, and also on Fifth Avenue. If you go to my Fifth Avenue page, it's definitely on there.
Right, saying wrap up.
Official. All right, and then tomorrow morning I'm up again bright and early at 9 o'clock till midday.
Breakfast Blues.
With Breakfast Blues. So that's where you can catch me, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch.tv, and Mixcloud Pro, Fifth Avenue Official, across most of it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Whether on Twitter or whether on YouTube, go to our YouTube links, go to our YouTube page, like and subscribe to it, share. Please do that for us. And also if you're on Facebook, like and subscribe again to Facebook, but please go on YouTube and like and subscribe. That's the basis of what we do. So you get instant notifications of what we do. Right. I think that's about it, isn't it? That's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Until next week, guys. Saturday Night Live, Set the Trend.
Go off your cat, gentlemen. These.